Welcome back to another edition of Faces in the Corsair Crowd. Today I'm joined by Coach Elise Cloutier of the women's soccer team. Elise, why don't you talk a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I started off playing in college. I played at Mount Ida College for 4 years. And then I went over to England, played over there at the FA Cup for a year. And then once I came back, I actually in between that, I was the assistant actually at UMass for a year. Then the head coach left, so was the assistant the next year at Roger Williams University. And then after that is when I went to England and played a year over there. And then I worked for the Boston Breakers, the women's professional soccer team, for 6 years. Worked for the New England Revolution for a year. So a lot of different soccer aspects, and then came over to UMass after the Breakers folded.
Great. I know this isn't the fall season anyone was looking for. How have you adapted your role as a coach to this current environment?
So for me, it actually hasn't been too bad just because I am a part-time coach and I'm not able to be on campus as often as I would like to. So I've had a lot of Zoom meetings with the team, and then also with recruiting, it's helped a lot. I've been on a ton of Zoom calls with recruits, and then also phone calls. And then obviously, since we haven't been able to get out to games, been doing a lot of online watching film and kind of evaluating that way.
And you mentioned the Zoom calls. Has there been a specific thing that's helped you keep your athletes connected with one another as well as the coaching staff?
Yeah, so we have as a team, we have a group meeting chat. So we're always on there trying to keep each other accountable, especially with like workouts and school stuff, important stuff that's going on. So we're always in contact on that. And then bi-weekly, we have a Zoom team meeting. So it's good to see everyone's faces and, know what everyone's doing and talk a little bit about team stuff that way. And then at the beginning of the pandemic, we had a lot of like one-on-one calls, making sure that everyone's good and, school's going well and stuff like that.
Great. What are you looking forward to about getting the team back together?
Honestly, just being physically back together. It's been a long time, and obviously we didn't have a spring season, we didn't have a fall season, so we haven't been together as a group in a long time. And then getting those new players acquainted with us and just playing together and being able to practice and scrimmage and being back together physically is the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. How has your approach to the game changed over the course of your career?
So I started out coaching youth soccer. So obviously that's very, very technical. A lot of development happens there. So coaching that as opposed to now coaching college, it's a lot more tactical. And getting to know the players a lot more on a deeper level and making sure that they're learning not only like soccer specific things, but things for the real world when they have to go in 1, 2, or 4 years.
Great. I know you had mentioned how this has all changed your recruiting process. What are some like off the field qualities you look for in recruits?
So a big thing for me is character. So how are you acting off the field? What are you doing, to develop your game off the field? And then also, how are you interacting with your teammates and your coaches and your professors? So, getting to know the recruits and having them on campus, especially with their parents, to see how they kind of interact and how they are as a person is huge.
Great. What are some of your favorite memories with your athletes over the years?
Honestly, I mean, winning is big and it's fun, but the best memories I think are off the field. So those bus rides we have together and a lot of our team bonding events that we have off the fields. We had like a really fun Halloween practice last year where everyone dressed up and we kind of had contests and stuff. So those are the best memories, especially off the field.
Awesome. I know you had mentioned some of your past experience working in professional sports. Is there any advice you'd give to your student athletes who may be looking to consider a similar career path?
Yeah, definitely just getting your foot in the door any way you can and then being the best in that position. So whatever it is, even if you're, a janitor in an athletics facility, be the best janitor there is. So just, getting your foot in the door and then being the best in that position, and then hopefully you can move up from there.
Great. What do you hope your players take away from their time as Corsairs?
Definitely just making sure that they work hard in whatever they're doing, and know that nothing is usually given to you. And working hard and seeing the progress and seeing the results is, you feel a lot better at the ends rather than something being given to you anyways. So working hard and in anything they do, whether it's on the fields or off the field.
Awesome. Thank you for your time. I appreciate getting to know another face in the Corsair crowd.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll see you all next time on the next edition of Faces in the Corsair Crowd.